Hey, thanks for tuning into part 2. So we're going to dive right in now into the first chakra, the root chakra. So as the name says, the root chakra is where we form our roots with Mother Earth, where we can feel grounded and connected to this physical manifestation. So a lot of times when you are feeling like you're all over the place, you're thinking about a bajillion things at a time, this is the time where you should work on your root chakra, feeling grounded and connected back to Mother Earth again, so that you can center yourself and gain clarity and gain concentration. So at the root chakra, it is located at the perineum, a space between the anus and the vagina or penis. So root chakra is three forms of movement. When it is in balance, you will feel connected to your family, community, and culture. When it moves down, you may feel like you're in a rut, you're not able to make decisions, take actions, or moving forward in life. You become excessively attached to a place, a person, or an object. This is also when hoarding can manifest as an imbalance of the root chakra. When the root chakra moves up, however, it brings evolutionary changes to us. So we are no longer content with just being merely a person in our community. We want to find out who we are as an individual. So we became seekers. We go on pilgrims and we go on journeys, just like how you are right now, trying to find out who you are and express yourself as an individual. The second chakra, the sacral chakra, is near your pelvis area. So if you think about it, I like to think of chakras like a blob of wheels. So it's not like, oh, it's only at this one point in my body. No, it can be felt in this whole area. So it's either, towards your lower spine or in the middle of your pelvis, and it kind of moves out, through the pelvis as well. So the second chakra is also the reservoir of life force energy, also known as prana or chi. When it is in balance, we are in a healthy perspective when it comes to sexuality and sex. When it is moving downward, however, we become overly attached to sex or sexual organs. This is where sex addiction can come into play. When it is moving upwards, we move into a natural state of celibacy. And this doesn't mean that, oh, you're not having sex anymore. This simply means that you are listening to your body and you are meeting your body's need naturally without having too much, too little. Moving on to the third, or the solar plexus chakra, this is where our emotions is expressed. It's in this chakra. So when it is balanced, you are able to get into action, go after your goals and your dreams. When it moves downwards, and when that fire energy doesn't find a way to express itself in the world, it dries up the water in the second chakra, the sacral chakra. And without water to keep the fire in balance, the fire rages out of control and burns the person on the inside, physically and emotionally. So I've had this problem when I was really depressed. My solar plex was really weak and I would feel dehydrated all the time. I would feel really dry. I would get really irritated easily and feeling angry at a lot of different things. This may also express as aggression as well in other people. When the energy of this chakra moves up, it actually burns away old habits and it helps you create new habits. And this is also part of the program, is we're trying to get rid of those old patterns, get rid of those old habits that doesn't serve you anymore. And Let it give rise to new habits that's going to help you become confident and authentic in who you are. Now it comes into the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. So love is truly necessary to a person. And in the absence of love, we might succumb to fear, resulting in anxiety and panic, and or in some other people we try to overcome fear through aggression or violence. So both withdrawal from the world and attacking it comes from an absence of love. When love moves downward through the chakras, it becomes attachment. But when it moves up, when it is healthy, if it is transformed into devotional love, in which there's a surrender of the individual to something higher than oneself. So it is no longer just about you, it is also about everything around you. Now moving into the fifth chakra, this is where evolutionary speaking humans are at right now. We're moving from the fifth to the sixth chakras. So the fifth chakra is very much governed by reason, logic, and science and systems. So this is how the Western culture is right now. We're very governed by science and logic and system. So when the fifth center, when our throat is in balance, we are able to express ourselves in healthy ways. We are able to think, reason, and rationalize optimally. When it moves downwards, we might succumb to illogical or irrational forces. You find it really hard to make decisions, or you don't even know how to make one because there's so much thoughts going through your mind. So the upward movement of this energy center makes a person more aware of the inner and outer world, which ultimately leads to wisdom. So when you're at a crossroad, you use the wise mind to find out a solution. We'll go over that in the later part of the modules, using the wise mind. Where is the wise owl within ourselves? So if we stuck in the fifth center, we're going to be trapped in the world of reasoning and rationality. Now, these are very important milestones in our evolution, individually and collectively, but it is not the destination. The power of the mind can be very elusive. It is very powerful, very creative, so complex. So in a way, we almost let, the mind or the ego become the master of our life. A lot of times, we won't even notice when we're being controlled by the mind or the ego. So it is very important for us to master our ego and our minds so that we can transcend these limitations and become who we truly are. And at the sixth chakra, or the third eye, this is where we become our own commander of our own lives. This is where we gain insight within, so that we're not dependent on outside forces to let us know what we need to know. We can look within and find the answers within ourselves. And when the energy of the sixth chakra, or the third eye, moves up towards the seventh, this is where we are connected to all levels of all six chakra. We purify any clogged channels of communication in the mind and body. Everything is clear so that energy can flow freely. In the state of interconnectedness, the body and the mind function as an integral unit together. On the ground of wholeness, the flower of the soul is born. So this is the peak of the individual evolution. And here you can see the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can see that, there's our basic needs, psychological needs, and then once these factors are fulfilled, we are able to reach self-fulfillment needs. Now, these layers also is the formation of our ego, which is very important, like I've said in the in week 1, that it is essential for a child to have a healthy ego in order to feel protected. And we can also explain, using the same hierarchy system, explain chakras as well. We know that chakra 1 to 5 represents our ego. Once we transcend our ego, we can activate and open up our 6 and 7 chakras. And so with the first and second chakra is very body-based and related to earth religions. So these are people that worships Mother Earth. The natives, they are very active in the lower 2 chakras. Then we move to the feeling or faith-based religions, where we use feelings and emotions. It's where, Christianity and Catholicism comes into play. It is where they are predominantly using these 2 chakras. Lastly, we have the reason-based spirituality, which we are in right now. So we are on the 5th and 6th chakra. So the higher the chakra, you can see in this slide, become less dense. It is more easily accessible, less difficult to open, less difficult to transform. But it also means more fear, more choices, more freedom, more creativity, more complexity, more individuality. When the third eye is open, we can experience chaos at times. And it is after this chaotic experience, or the dark night of the soul, which you hear a lot, it's when we gain clarity on who we are at the soul level. We become centered within. And when the soul is integrated with the mind, the body, and our feelings. I've also talked a little bit about this in week 1. When we are in the soul state, we have knowledge of ourselves, and we accept death and freedom from fear and anxiety. We become natural meditators. We know how to heal and let creativity seeps through. We awaken our body, emotional, intellectual intelligence, and we discover our destiny. We can also see that the first chakra, life and death are one thing. And at different chakras, life and death is expressed in different ways. And at the 6th, life is life and death is death. They face each other. So that's where the chaos came from, the dark night of the soul, trying to understand who we are, what is life, what is death. Finally, at the 7th chakra, life and death accept each other. They understand that they are both different, but there's no more conflict. They're in total acceptance of each other. And so that's the second part of this video. We've gained a lot of knowledge today. Thank you for sticking around and gaining this knowledge for yourself. Again, I'll see you at the Reiki 1 training. Thank you so much. See you soon.